We got 3/10 of an inch of snow in Sioux Falls. I know it's not very much, but in any event, the band of snow has now moved southwest, or southeast, I should say, into northwest Iowa. The streets are a little wet, and with the temperature below freezing, it could be a couple of slippery spots out there. Otherwise, overnight, our low temperature 15, 9 in Aberdeen, 12 in Pierre, and 15 in Rapid City. It's going to be a colder than normal Thanksgiving Day with a northwest breeze and a partly cloudy sky. 26 Sioux Falls, 21 Aberdeen, 26 in Pierre, 30 in Rapid City. All those temperatures well below normal. And could be a flurry or two as well. Details on that and look ahead to your weekend coming up in just a few minutes. KELOLAND News starts now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News first at 4.
Coming up, a Sioux Falls man behind bars in connection to a deadly weekend stabbing. We'll tell you what we know.
Plus, how long a Rapid City man will spend behind bars after pleading guilty to murder.
And the latest quarterback reported to be joining the Minnesota Vikings. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Dan Santella.
And I'm Kelly Volk. A 51-year-old Sioux Falls man is charged with murder in connection to a weekend stabbing. Olegba Lipsy was arrested Sunday. Lipsy is charged with first and second-degree murder, as well as manslaughter and 3 counts of aggravated assault related to the Central Sioux Falls stabbing.
The Sioux Falls Police Department says there's a possibility that the weapon used in the crime has been recovered, but is still undergoing testing. Police say the victim and Lipsy knew each other. Lipsy was on parole for other unknown crimes. A Rapid City man will spend the rest of his life behind bars after pleading guilty to murder. 65-year-old Brent Kurtzman received a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Last month, Kurtzman admitted to killing 54-year-old Julie Fisk in February of this year. Authorities were called to Fisk's home in Rapid Valley. After talking with Fisk's family, the state agreed to not pursue the death penalty in exchange for Kurtzman's plea.
A Sioux Falls man and woman are behind bars after a 5-year-old showed up at a daycare with serious bruises. 37-year-old Joshua Manzanares and 26-year-old Samantha Meyer face 2 counts of abuse or cruelty to a minor. Manzanares is also charged with aggravated assault, accused of hitting and choking the boy. KELOLAND's Carly Phillips is digging into the court documents, and we'll have a closer look at the story today on KELOLAND News.
A Rapid City woman will spend over 2 decades behind bars after pleading guilty to drug charges. Attorney General Marty Jackley says 33-year-old Charity Taylor was sentenced to 23 years in prison. One of the charges involves the sale of fentanyl pills that resulted in the death of a 43-year-old man last year. Jackley called Taylor a major fentanyl dealer in the Rapid City area. He says her team brought around 10,000 pills into South Dakota.
A Sioux Falls man will spend over a decade behind bars after pleading guilty to a list of charges. We first told you about 58-year-old Brad Hicks in September when he admitted to downloading and sharing child pornography. The U.S. Attorney's Office says he had over 3,000 images and over 700 videos. Hicks also admits to resisting a federal officer. Court documents say he came out of his home with a gun during a standoff, and authorities had to use gas to get him to turn himself in. Hicks was sentenced to 12 years in prison, followed by 3 years of supervision.
Kelly, it took until nearly the end of November, but we finally have noticeable snowfall in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, I went out for a little walk today, Jay, and I should have brought my mittens and my hat.
Wow, we are spoiled. Keep in mind that by this time of year, we usually have had over 6 inches of snow in Sioux Falls. Today, picked 3/10 of an inch, and it is now all done. You can see the clouds. They're going to hang around out there. 26 degrees downtown Sioux Falls is about 13 degrees below normal. And we do have some light snow up to our north as well. You look real close to the Aberdeen area, you'll see a flurry or two going through there. 22 degrees with the north breeze at 7. And we did get a little skiff of light snow in the Watertown area as well. You can see it on the streets there. 22 degrees right now. The 2 patches of light snow are up in the northeastern part of South Dakota and the southeast. The snow, where we're getting the snow is where you see kind of the darker blues there, and most of those have now disappeared down into northwest Iowa. There's still a little bit of light snow north of Sioux Falls, like up around Del Rapids, going to get some Baltic crooks, that area. But again, little to nothing coming out of those. Sioux Falls just picked up 0.3 of an inch of snow today. There are your temperatures. Everybody way below normal with the cloudy skies and the northwest breeze. We're only in the 20s. That's more than 10 degrees colder than normal. And guess what? Tomorrow's going to be just as cold or even colder. Overnight tonight, with skies remaining mostly cloudy here in the southeast. 15 the low in Sioux Falls, 9 in Aberdeen, 12 in Pierre, 15 in Rapid City. And then during the day tomorrow, partly cloudy with a northwest breeze for Thanksgiving, but way colder than normal. 26 for a high in Sioux Falls, 21 in Aberdeen, 26 in Pierre, 30 degrees in Rapid City. It's going to be even a few degrees colder on Black Friday, even though we'll have lots of sunshine. We'll talk about that and look at your weekend in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jay. Well, business leaders want to transform the heart of Minneapolis into a premier place to live and work. The Downtown Council outlined a 10-year plan to grow the city's core. It includes public safety improvements along with embracing the arts and entertainment. Commercial space would also be converted into new housing. Before any of that happens, the city plans to spend nearly $250,000 to breathe new life into empty storefronts. Jason Rantala with our CBS affiliate in Minneapolis explains who's moving in and bringing their creative energy with them.
Take a walk around downtown Minneapolis and you'll see them. Empty storefronts, one after another after another.
Definitely see a lot of vacancies around downtown.
But now the city of Minneapolis is opening up its checkbooks, spending more than $224,000, money previously approved in the 2024 budget to combat the problem.
And this is an opportunity that we've been dreaming of.
Drew Kincaid is the founder of Flavor World. The Twin Cities-based creative hub makes clothing, hosts events, and provides services for the local arts scene. Flavor World is one of 5 local arts organizations selected to be a part of Vibrant Storefronts. Each organization is getting subsidized rent to take over 5 vacant downtown locations.
By far, right now, our biggest expense as a business is rent.
Here at what once was home to Fast Print, Flavor World will provide space for a rotating gallery and a pop-up shop for local artists.
We want to have quarterly gallery openings, as well as we host events called Art Shares, kind of like art show and tells.
Just down the street, Black Business Enterprise, a nonprofit that gives a helping hand to Black and low-income entrepreneurs, has already set up shop in their new location, making a space for local artists to collaborate and showcase their art.
We really hope to spotlight and shine the light on a lot of the artists that are typically unseen.
Both organizations say they hope to give these empty storefronts,
We're all going to come together to really add a lot of vibrancy to downtown Minneapolis.
some new life.
Downtown is not dead.
In Minneapolis, Jason Rantala, WCCO News.
BBE hopes to celebrate its grand opening at a Winter Wonderland event on December 5th. Flavor World plans to open next spring.
Well, heads up Viking fans, the former starting quarterback for the New York Giants is reportedly coming to Minnesota. According to multiple national reports, Daniel Jones set to join the Vikings. Jones, who was the number 6 overall pick in 2019, was released by the Giants last week. Reports say Jones will join the Vikings practice squad to get to know the team and coaching staff. The Vikings host the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday.